Hey, God bless you, my friend and sister Sharon, and today we are discussing set up to meet Goliath. Friends, I think each one of us that have just learned to seek after God with our hearts, we have all had experiences where we just know God told us to do something and we did not get the result that we were expecting. And if we're not careful, this could cause great distress and discomfort and frustration. And if we're really not careful, friends, it could cause you to fall into a ditch of unbelief. But I want us to be reminded of the most notorious story in the scriptures, and that is the story of David and Goliath. David was commissioned, he was asked by his father to take his brothers some bread and check on them. Now, in order for us to be moved along in God's will for our lives, you must remain a servant. No matter where you are in your walk with God, if you are too good to do certain things, it's like, I'm not doing that. Nah, that's, or as some say on the job, that ain't in my job description. And let me just throw this in as a freebie. That might be why, friends, you're stuck where you are in that particular job description, because you have lost or you have never had a servant's heart. Being a servant, friends, does not mean that you're a doormat or you're just, somebody, anybody, just do it. No, it means that you are great. Because that's what the scriptures teach us. The greatest among you is what? A servant. So when you lose or you do not possess the servant's attitude, you could miss the setup, because oftentimes, Goliath is standing in front of the blessing, and God already knows when he quickens us, he moves us to do certain things, that blessing is on the other side of that fight. That's right. But we have to learn, friends, that being a servant positions you to usually meet new people and remember this. People are doors. Doors are people. People give you what? Access. So every time, especially if you're unemployed and you're trying to get a new job, or you're on a job and you feel stuck in a rut, friends, I want you to check and make sure that you have the right disposition, because without it, you can't change position. And if someone asks you to do something, friends, you should be the first one. That no problem. I got that. But them folk that's always talking this, that ain't in my job description. Friends, no. See, David's father asked him. He went to check on his brothers. And here comes Goliath taunting Israel, the armies, as he had been doing. But David had never heard it. And we know this story. David was like, well, who is that? Who is this uncircumcised Philistine? And what's the reward if I take, because I could take him. I need y'all to see it. Just picture this little boy, David, talking about, I could take out that giant. Is there a reward? Because I got him. Now, follow me, friends, because Goliath, it's the setup. So whatever you're facing, you just got to make sure, friends, that you're not at fault. Make sure that you keep the right disposition in that trial, in that test. Because, friends, except God build the house, except God watch the city, the laborers and the watchmen are watching in vain. You and I have to take the position, my God is able. And this Goliath, I'm going to have your head on a platter. Come on, that's what David said. David said, I'm going to have his head today. Friends, we don't, listen. Don't panic. because Goliath is the setup. But you got to fall back, lean back into resting. See, a lot of followers in this latter church in 2018, 17, 20, and I'm sure many years to come, many of you have been spoiled or taken captive by the enemy, that everything's the enemy. No. Sometimes God sets you up because he trusts you to continue to stay in synchronization with him, to get your directives, get your orders, and handle that situation with grace, temperance, and long suffering. What we got to do, friend, is keep that slingshot praise, worship, thanksgiving, an attitude of gratitude to pull down your Goliath every time, because God is able. Amen. So God, just like David's father, commissioned him to go as a servant to check on his brothers with the bread. You may be asked to do some things and fall in these situations where you like, this ain't what I thought, or you just knew God told you to do it, and the outcome was totally in your thoughts a hot mess. But we got to remember, God's thoughts are not ours. And if there is disappointment after you have done what you believe the Father sent you to do, you got to back off, friends, and trust the process. You have to trust him. Stop pondering, stop thinking, stop taking that thing apart, and leave it with God. If he sent you with the bread, come on, David's father sent him with the bread. You ran into all these enemies. You just got to lean back. Keep that slingshot of praise and worship and thanksgiving that God, I trust you. You set me up. Now show me how to take off Goliath's head. All right, now, I'm just saying, he or she that has an ear today, we're going to make it a good week. Amen? You're going to have a good week. Get the strategy. Get that strategy, soldier. Till next time, my friends. God bless.